In the previous module, so Ms. Sheila shared with us the most common dangerous or illegal drugs and the paraphernalia that comes with the use of the drugs, pati symptoms nila, both psychological and the physiological or physical symptoms. And Ms. Sheila also shared that employees have a responsibility as part of our policy in HR COP 009 to report to the clinic if your doctor prescribed medications that can affect your ability to work safely, be it medications that will make you sleepy or masyado kayo relax dahil sa medication nyo for pain meds, or those that can cause hallucinations or as a side effect, or those that can contribute to heightened emotions. Pwede rin ganun, no? So again, report po natin siya sa clinic. And always check with your doctor kung ano yung mga side effects ng medications na piniprescribe po sa inyo. Yan. So now we are equipped in identifying the symptoms of drug use. Next question, babalik tayo kay Sir Matty. So, Sir Matt, what do we do as employees if we notice symptoms of drug use or we see our co-employees, let's say, carrying paraphernalia, yan, may syringe, merong mga white powdery substance, may straw, may silver foil, katulad ng diniscuss ni Ms. Sheila. Ano ba yung dapat namin gawin as employees kung manotice namin to?
Yeah. Actually, magandang tanong yan, Joyce. At yung sinasabi ni Sheila na reporting responsibility ng employee is founded on our policy. In our policy, there is this duty of every employee to report. And it states in particular that it shall be the duty of every employee to report to his or her direct superior any person within the company premises who, on account of physical signs, symptoms, or manifestations, is suspected to be under the influence of illegal drugs. So that's a duty of every employee.
Pneumatic question.
Yes.
What if naman po ang suspected na person under the influence of illegal drugs or illegal drug is the supervisor? Paano po yung reporting nito? Kanino po ba siya i-report?
Okay, that's another good question, Martin. No? If the person being suspected of under the influence of illegal drugs is the supervisor, then the employee can report that person, the supervisor, to his or her manager. And if it is the manager who is being suspected of being under the influence of illegal drugs, he or she can be reported to the next higher superior, the senior manager or the AVP, and so on and so forth. No? Yeah, it should be reported. The boss should be reported to the boss of the boss. That's the principle. And for instance, if the person involved is the highest official of the company, let's say an ExCom member, or the OIC, for instance, or any of the representative of the shareholders, then that person can be reported to the compliance officer, and the compliance officer can report him or her to the shareholders, to JERA or to Marubeni. The compliance officers are duty bound to do that.
Okay, so may another party pala involved, pwede sa compliance officer. So thank you, Sir Matty. Tsaka highlight ko din, sir, what you mentioned that any person that we observe, no, contractors, visitors, basta anybody in the premises of the organization, pag na-observe natin, kailangan natin siya i-report. So yun, Sir Matty, paano ba mangyayari after pag ni-report namin? Can you walk us through the whole process of what happens?
Yeah, tama si Joyce, no? Yung policy kasi natin covers not only the employees but even guest contractors and other persons who may be doing business in the company premises. Okay, let's go through the process. Of course, the start will be an employee has witnessed someone who is being suspected to be under the influence of illegal drugs. So that person has to prepare a written report, no, and a written incident report. which will be submitted to the supervisor and HR. And then with the incident report, there will be a determination whether or not the employee, the person is a company employee or not. If he or she is not a company employee, then that person will be reported to our security officer who will handle the matter. Or it's also possible that the supervisor, for instance, of that particular person is around, then we can report it to that person. And then the supervisor will handle that matter. If the person suspected of being under the influence of illegal drugs is an employee, then we have testing to follow. And for testing, there are two kinds of drug testing. The first one is a screening test, and the other one is a confirmatory test. Okay, so the person will be subjected to screening test first, and then there will be a determination if the test results are positive. If the results are not positive, then the employee can continue working, and the documents pertaining to the testing that was conducted will just be kept in the 201 file. But if the results are positive, then there's another testing procedure, and this one will be the confirmatory test. And this will be done by a drug testing center. And again, if there are two possible results, either confirmed or not confirmed, positive or negative, no? And if the result is positive and accepted by the employee, then there will be an imposition of penalty by HR. If the result is not accepted by the employee has the right to challenge, no, under our policy. And if that particular employee exercises that particular right, then there will be retesting by another drug testing center using the same specimen. And then again, there are two possible results during the retesting. It can either be a positive or a negative retesting results. If the result is positive, then we will again do a penalty imposition in HR. But if the result is negative, then the employee will be allowed to continue working, and records or documents relating to the conduct of retesting, testing, confirmatory, and retesting will just be kept in his or her 201 file. And that's the end. No? Okay. Our policy also provides that employees who are convicted of, by final judgment, including a plea of guilt on a drug-related offense, that particular employee must inform the company of that conviction within 5 days. Because under our policy, conviction by final judgment of a drug-related offense would merit a penalty of termination of employment. So please bear that in mind as well. So please inform if there is a case like this.
So Sir Mati, to note, no, parang tatlo na. As employees, we have three responsibilities that we're hearing from the session of reporting. First is from the previous module to declare yung mga prescription medications natin that can affect ability to work safely and well. Yung pangalawa is to report if we see or observe an employee, contractor, company guests to be under the influence of dangerous or illegal drugs. At yung pangatlo, Sir Mati, is to inform HR if they are convicted of any drug-related offense. So far, we're hearing three reportorial responsibilities. So of course, we
Yeah,
hope.
that's correct, Joyce. That's correct.
Yeah, so we also hope that none of our employees naman will get to that point. And of course, we hope that our workplaces here in the corporate office and at the sites will remain drug-free. So, sir, you mentioned earlier kanina na according to DOLE, it's mandatory for us to also have programs to promote drug-free workplace. So, Sir Matty, for Team Energy, ano-ano po ba yung mga programs na meron tayo?
Yeah, tama yun, Joyce, no? RA 9165, Department Order 5303, and our own policy mandates that there will be Employee Assistance Program, EAP. And for programs, we are implementing two programs. One is random drug testing, and the other one is the CARE, Counseling and Rehabilitation Program. Random drug testing, Team Energy may call for this within its premises anytime. And employees randomly selected who are on actual duty in the workplace will be required to submit urine specimen for testing, and that will be done during office hours. But prior to that, may paperwork. There will be forms to be accomplished. One will be given to the supervisor to notify him of the drug testing and the selection of one of his direct reports to undergo that testing. And the other form is to be accomplished by the employee. That form will be used by the accredited drug testing personnel. And the random drug testing is supervised by a drug watch committee. So every site, all sites, each site has its own drug watch committee.
Attorney Mati,
Yes.
question po. What if during random drug testing, yung napiling empleyado, biglang meron siyang kailangang attendant sample meeting or official business, paano po yung approach or treatment po doon?
Okay. It depends on the situation. If the circumstances would warrant that the employee needs to or has time to provide the urine specimen, then he or she must do it first before attending to operational requirement. But if the case is that there is no more time, pressed for time, and that particular employee can no longer provide urine specimen and urgently needs to attend to the operational requirement, then he may be excused from the drug testing. It's also possible that the employee can come back to the office, and if the drug testing personnel are still here, then he or she can still be submit he can submit urine specimen for testing. So that's how it will be done.
Okay.
For CARE program, counseling and rehabilitation for employees, the purpose of this is to address substance abuse problems within the organization. And this program includes orientation and seminars about illegal drugs, information pertaining to drug-related problems, and education concerning the harmful effects of illegal drugs, physical, social, and psychological aspect. Yeah. For this program, please take note that for an employee to be able to avail this program, there must be a voluntary disclosure of his or her drug-related problem. Hindi pwedeng na-discover lang yung drug problem mo during testing, no? during drug testing, kailangan magsabi ka kagad and para mag-qualify ka for this program. And assuming nag-qualify siya, merong voluntary disclosure, then there will be a determination whether that employee is a drug pusher or a trafficker. If a drug pusher or trafficker, then he or she will be subjected to disciplinary action. And as you know, this particular instance is punishable by termination of employment under our Code of Discipline. But if the employee is not a drug pusher or not a trafficker, there will be further evaluation by HR and by an accredited government agency. Next slide, please. And then the purpose of that evaluation is to determine if the employee is drug dependent or a mere drug user, because the modes of treatment or handling the case are different. If a mere drug user only, that will involve medical treatment and counseling only, no? And upon completion of the treatment and upon assessment of the company physician, the person may be reintegrated to the workplace. Actually, if his drug-related problem for being a drug user does not impede in the performance of his work, he can actually continue working until recommended otherwise. So after completion of treatment and after evaluation of the company doctor, he needs to present a medical certificate as well. And then if the person is a drug dependent, then we have a rehabilitation program. The rehabilitation program is a period of 6 months, and since it's a longer period, the employee will have to file a leave of absence without pay. Okay, and then thereafter there will be a determination if 6 months is enough for rehabilitation, and if it is enough, then he just needs to visit our company physician, present a medical certificate, and our company physician will evaluate, no? And even ask the employee if he or she is willing to commit to remain drug-free. So if the rehabilitation will extend beyond 6 months, no? The remedy is for that person to resign or for the company to exercise its right to terminate employment. So in the case of a drug user, and after evaluation by the company physician, and upon presenting also a medical certificate, our doctor will also ask if he is committing to remain drug-free. If yes, then he can continue working. If not, then again, the remedy of resignation and termination of employment will be administered.
Okay, so ang importante, Sir Matty, pala dito sa CARES program is maunang magsabi yung employee, yung hindi makakatch during the
random drug testing.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
yes, Sir Matt. So, and so you mentioned yung mga imposition of penalty, meron tayong termination of employment na narinig, saka may disciplinary action tayong narinig, no? So can you now discuss, Sir Matty, ano nga ba yung mga offenses related to illegal drugs?
Yeah, meron tayong mga offenses on illegal drugs, and part yan ng ating Code of Discipline. And it ranges from Type A, Type C, Type D offenses. Okay, for type A, it means that the first offense is just punishable by written reprimand. Second offense is punishable by 3 working days without pay. Third offense is punishable by 7 working days without pay. And the fourth offense is termination. So for type A, we have reporting for work while under medication of prescription drugs without clearance from retained physician. So that's an offense. No? Okay. For type C, this means this is punishable by suspension without pay. The first is failure or refusal to report to HR or to his or her supervisor, any person suspected of being under the influence of illegal drugs. And then we also have another offense, allowing a person to report to work despite manifestation of physical signs and symptoms that the person is under the influence of illegal drugs. So again, type C is punishable by suspension. First offense, 2 working weeks without pay. Second offense, termination already. And then for type D means a terminable offense. No? And we have a number of offenses under type D. The first is possession of or bringing into company premises illegal drugs or drug paraphernalia as provided by the law. And second is proven drug addiction or dependency or use of illegal drugs as provided in the law as well. This is the one I mentioned earlier when I discussed the process when a person is determined to be a drug dependent or a mere drug user. So another type D offense is sale or distribution of illegal drugs, buying or accepting illegal drugs, unjustified refusal to submit to random drug testing. Please note that the key word here is unjustified refusal. So if there is a justifiable reason for refusing to submit to random drug testing, this is not a type D offense. And then reporting for duty while under the influence of illegal drugs. So another one, refusal to be inspected, searched, or examined for possession of illegal drugs. And the last one is conviction by final judgment of a crime involving illegal drugs. As mentioned earlier, employees are duty-bound to report if there is conviction by final judgment of an offense involving illegal drugs.
Yeah, so thank you, Sir Matty. So yung minention mo, Sir Matty, na these are available in HR COP 009 and it can be found in our intranet. So let me just quickly show you where it is. So pag pumunta kayo sa intranet, you just go to policies and then you will see their human resources. And then when you click on human resources, yung pinakahuli is HR COP 009, Industrial and Labor Relations Management. When you click on that, you will see, you can find the drugs policy in section 5.5 of the policy. So if you want to see more details or to recap or to just refresh yourselves on what this policy is, so pwede niyong tingnan sa ating internet. So thank you very much, Sir Matty and Ms. Sheila for walking us through the background of our drugs policy and how this is aligned with the thrust of our government, and also this is aligned with our corporate value of responsible citizenship. We also discussed the signs and symptoms, our reporting responsibilities as employees. Paulit-ulit tayo, no? There are three responsibilities. And then we also talked about yung policy and penalties, and also the 2 programs that we have, yung ating random drug testing and the CARES program, which aligns with our people-oriented value. Yeah, so we hope that as employees of Team Energy, you consider your workplace as the second home. And just like in your homes, syempre we want this to be a safe place for you and for everyone that we all work with, diba? So Yun. So as a final note, as you're taking this in the learning management system, please complete the quiz after this section and send us your evaluation to mark this program as complete in your LMS record. So from your LND team, again, I'm Joyce. Together with me are Alan and Martin. And together with Sir Matty and Miss Sheila, we wish you all a good day and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank